Good morning, y'all. Y'all, this is like the fourth video I've done. But today I want to talk about God. So, in the mass that I watched today, which is another word for church, the priest talks about in the gospel of the book of Luke, in which the sinner gets a bottle of ointment and cries and scrubs Jesus' feet with her tears and the ointment. And this woman's a sinner. I don't know if I said that. I can't remember. But Jesus has also invited the Pharisee over. And then the Pharisee comes and the Pharisee is like, "You let a sinner wash your feet?" And then Jesus is like, "Yes, I'm going to let a sinner wash my feet. She came in, greeted me. She's using her tears to scrub my feet with the oil. What'd you do? You came in here complaining. You didn't even say hi. You didn't welcome me, nothing. So, yes, I forgive her." Anywho, so then the priest makes a relatable story about a man and a woman, their husband and wife. I don't know why I said that, but a husband and wife going to church. So while they're in church, the husband phone rings. Yes, it rings. Everybody else is looking like, in disgust. The wife is embarrassed. The husband just feels belittled and intimidated. And even on the way home, the wife is just like, "Why would you let your phone ring?" Da, 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 da. So then, he goes to the bar later that night and he drops his cup as he was drinking. And everybody was so concerned about him, She was like, and, offering him a napkin. The lady next to him gave him a drink. So he hasn't went back to church, but he went back to the bar. So, with that being said, yes, we are supposed to strengthen our relationship with God, but in a form of discipleship, a form of leadership, we can't be too prideful or too self-righteousness upon each other because it becomes too gatekeepy, like being pushy upon it or feel like you're Miss or Mr. Know-it-all and like know what is right or wrong. Because at the end of the day, whenever you go into church or whenever you go into mass, you're not in a museum of saints, you're in a hospital of sinners. Everybody has something to work on, even yourself. Everybody's human, so of course we're all not perfect. Even if the person next to you is not having the same problems as you still got a problem. You still got a problem. So yeah, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And side notes, I was never really interested in Stanleys, but whenever I saw there was a Barbie Stanley and it was limited time, like I got one of the last ones. And when I tell you I dropped that $60 for it, and now I'm matching. Because I love my Barbie. But yes, TTYL, and talk to you guys soon.